thank you, but in me like a child is a lot because this before. Do not ashara such a thing. Like I want to try to clean your Cinderella princess and Shitaku so as not to show anyone. Went out unexpectedly, where to? I've want to surprise everyone, said, while Belle laughed, but, because promote a warm feeling, I could not refuse it also Meg. Thursday evening, at the bell on the maid, was raised to the Meg to the beautiful lady, to curl the hair, good smell of face powder in Nurakomi, painted lipstick coral color on the lips, dress sky blue dress, Udewa, neck ornaments, such as brooch. It was decorated with trinkets, beautiful shoulder to reveal, the roses in the chest in red. Also made Belle, we admire. Come on, I'll show everyone, said Belle. To the room you were crowded of other people. We took Meg. Meg, wearing a blue silk of dance shoes of high heels, dragging a long skirt, walked while exciting the chest that's mirror cute beauty. So he told me clearly to Meg. Taste the satisfaction Meg is that for some time of hope has been fulfilled. Proceeding from their own, the beauty was even trying to miss a Biracasso. Belle, toward the Nan and Clara. I have, in between come Kake, Nan, you and hem of judgment. I have tell you Fumi how the shoes. Case of should stumble te few Michige. Then, Clara, the butterfly of your silver. Give me to give to stop the terribly curl of eyes left of the hair in the middle. I have made, ya would be spoiled a nice work, said, say, to the success of their own countenance at the seams or else satisfaction. I went out in a hurry. Belle sounds Hibiki, Mafoto his wife, and Taurus the use, as soon come to daughters. When told, Meg to sorry, whispered, I'm scared to go to the downstairs. Somehow, very do hen, in a cramped feeling. It half, with like naked, I say because it is very beautiful. I something not very incomparable. Belle hobby is nice. I like not to stumble. By convoluting the attention some of mind. Meg down the stairs safely. To the drawing room. When entered the quiet, Meg quickly attracted everyone's eyes. In the case of the previous evening, and though unlike young gentleman who is, and pampered, we spoke that many love like, sitting on the sofa, the old lady who a few people that had been expresses his or her appreciation of others. Interested in Meg, Nakano one person has asked himself based on ma photo wife. I Daisy's March. My father is in the army colonel, but Ias is the same first class home grounds in. I have been bankrupt. I close with Lawrence's House of Ned. I'm crazy about that child. And oh, that's right. The old lady was wearing glasses as to see better. Meg, but I pretended not to hear, was amazed to bullshit his wife. But I pressed against the corner of the mind this strange feeling. In honor of laughter, had behaved-ish lady. However, laughter suddenly from Meg's face disappeared, because he saw the figure of Rory in front. His eyes not have accused their own. Rory, which was bowed laughing. Meg thought I was good if wearing their own clothes instead of such a figure. Meg, go to buckwheat. I thought that not to have good welcome. Come. Joe is by all means say, I came in because I want you to come look at your situation. To Joe, Nanty you say going. I said he did not know whether it is anywhere in the people. I mean, like the adults like, what I do not like you. It was in such a will at all. I wanted to little. I guess a constant surprised. Kind of you also. Oya, quote, I hate, contrived, was decorated as hate. The word that was said from the younger boy too sharp. Meg becomes moody. Like you. Rude people. I do not know. And, say, left there. Nestled went to Madagiwa. Because of the tight dress. Was cool tonight air on the cheek was flushed. Even the start of the Song of Love waltz. And remain that, come Rory, was carefully reach out, to say rude, please forgive me. Please dancing together. Troubled to bad you feel. No, not at all, I want to dance. But the dress does not like you really, nice. Meg, relieved feelings grinning, two people were Adora Hajim to match the music. Rory, I heard of please. Please do not say things of me even back to the house dress. People of the house do not know the joke. The mom because to worry about. I was why wear such a thing? The eyes of Rory had been naughty. What was, no matter how stupid, because say to mom on your own, do not you say. I promised not to say. But let's say do not you been asked. Quote, I is clean, only that it was fun, saying give me. It's beautiful, come on, I wonder fun. Happily invisible. Yes, I wanted to you not fun. Interestingly, after all I do not agree with sex. I get bored. At this time, since came Ned of the young master of the Ma photo house, Rory was frowned. That person, I also or crowded my name the dance 3 times. That's why I came. Since Meg say really to hate likely, Rory, this is I thought interesting. Rory, it once and for all until the time of the dinner. Did not talk to Meg. When the meal, Ned and the Fisher of their friends in the other party. Rory that Meg saw drinking champagne wine was not needed in silence. When the drink such a thing. Tomorrow, I will have a headache. I do not drink. Dat mom. You will not need to care. Rory is, so that it is not heard by the Ned and Fisher snuggled up to Meg, whispered so. Tonight, the gas difference like a doll that of me. I be a good child from tomorrow. Well then, I do want to be here tomorrow. To Rory, I walked away with to away. Meg, or dancing, or playfully, or talking, embarrassingly as Rory, was hilarity, to carry Gaki, and Rory comes to greeting. Meg, but was plagued by another headache. Do not forget that I asked a good thing. Quote, and I say I get a smile unreasonable. And silence with death. Rory is, in French, walked away to answer in Gakari play. Meg was tired anymore, but it was entered on the floor in a dreary mood. Even one day mood next day is bad. Made on Saturday, and 2 weeks of play. Came back to the house tired of luxuries on my Sunday evening, when Meg relaxed and mother, while loincloth seen here and there. I fun to live I hate such as customers' commotion. Quietly, even without a fine, I can say first thing in the house of their own. I said, was good in the carefree and facial expressions. So listen to mother is happy. Because you went to the place admirable. Boring house. With her not palm miserably looked. I did not worry, said the mother of the eye. Is Kazukawashi likely to shadow it has disappeared. Meg, the interesting, talked about a variety of adventure. But, it seems there is something heavy in the mind. When the 9 o'clock began to say trying to sleep the constant selling. The food that Meg was boldly. Mom, of you may I confess. I thought that's right, no matter what happens. Quote, let's go to the other side, said Joe was good to Kakashi care. No, you in the stomach. Anything. In front of him not of. Sisters have opened out is. But embarrassing. You are. I have the sordid thing. I want to hear completely. And come on, I'll listen, Mom. While smiling, it was a little bit worried. Everyone that was decorated at me. Although we talked, curled hair, or painted a face powder. That was her dress. I could not talk yet. Rory, in the insane and without I would have thought. I may. Toka looks like a doll. While has been flattered Toka's beauty. Thing I know is boring. Now a toy. Quote, it once and for all, was Jaws good. Still, drinking some of champagne, or playfully, or prancing. Filthy just that, said Meg seemed not bare to remorse. And more, would have been something, Mom, she told me while stroking gently Meg's cheeks. Yeah, the thing was very silly. I mean, everyone thinks Rory and I'm of or thought her said in that way thing. Meg was a lot of gossip that was heard in the Ma photo house. Mom, I uncomfortable that it invested this kind of thinking to the innocent Meg of mind. Was not tightly gang up lips. Miss? Cried angrily. That stupid thing, I have never heard of me. Why her sisters did not do to say on the spot? Since it, but so much bad could not to me. Maddening too, embarrassing too, to must come home. Also I forgot to go home. About the poor man's children. such as I who, that you're a gossip, not boring like that. If you talk to Rory, I will surely yell. When you say something like that to Rory, you do not go, "Hey, Mom." Mom told me in a straight face. Do not. Stupid rumor story should not be in again. Mouth is to forget as soon as possible. Was Ikaseyu, was the mother of failure. What a kind, but a vulgar, educated shallow. It is because those guys to have a lowly thinking in young people. Meg. So if this time of the visit there is you in the bad influence. Mother is a pity. Quote, do not shit Asara worry. I will heal that you did not go of his own. But, I can from everyone, been pampered, to be praised, of does not feel bad. Meg, she says shyly. It is a natural feeling. For it, I say to be that stupid. But, when you are praised, and reflect whether worth it is in their own. Beautiful. To be a daughter of humble is. Then, the story became that of the stratagem. Meg asked toward the mother. As you said, the Mafoto wife, the Irasharu make a stratagem. Yes, we built a lot, but you unlike say the Mafoto wife. I is given daughters, beautiful and educated in. Spend a happy daughter era, become a good person. Good, clever by marriage, by the god of the will. To minimize the hardships and worries. We want to send a beneficial fun life. Loved by the venerable man of the people. Will be chosen as the wife. For the only woman is that first thing fun. I may. That the daughters to this kind of beautiful experience. We are sincerely hope. Such a thing to think about is a natural. Meg. Hope that the coming of the day. Waiting for the day it is the right thing. Thing is wise to keep the preparation. I is, for you. We embrace that kind of ambition. But, just outpressed to the world. And the rich I do not want to be married. Toka because you rich. Toka sits the habitable in a fine house. If you get married in just such a thing. It does not say home. Love because lacking. Money is not an important need. Tatoi thing. But if you use very well. Toka first of those to be had in all means hand and troubled thought Toka reward. Mother is. But you have. Happy. Love. Even happy put it. Then get to become a princess who are up to the throne and without self-esteem and peace. I think that I want to rather become a poor man's wife. Quote, Meg, at that time, told me in a sigh. Poor house of the daughter. If not obtrusive at best. I do not grasp the chance of marriage. Had said the bell. Joe was good Kazuyoku. That at all, I us, forever, let's have the faraway daughter. It is a say that constant, unhappy wifein, then the daughter not like daughter that went about claims a husband, is better that was in happy faraway daughter. All right, you do not have to worry about, Meg, really people with love, never flinching in such poverty of the opponent. Some fine lady know the mother is old is also much better was poor. But, receive the love of those who are worth because it was just. You people did not put in the daughter far away. Things like that, because I have left to Naraiki. Now, strive to be happy this home. Crowded my name of marriage soon to become a person worthy of it its new home seems when you receive a, to be able to if clever marriage. I live happy in this house. Then, the other one. Well Satoru I want you to have the will. The fact that people can be mother at any time you be drilling out the secret. Also, Dad, is that you are a good friend of the play. And, Dad and I are, you have there is also married. Even if you are single. A dust of me lives. I that believe that it is a comfort. Also once are some, quote, Megan Miss, and Mom, I are sure you will be so, really, sincerely I cried, told me a good night. Article Pickwiku clubs and post office. When spring comes around, fashion is likely lot of new fun. According to gradually day is extended. In the long afternoon time, we will be able to variety of work and play. You had to care in the garden. Sisters got the naming 1/4 of the estate. I did as a favorite of his. Hannah, which is what person of the garden, but was referred to as scene I saw from China. Just at that as. 4 people of the hobby had a different individual. Meg. A rose and heliotrope and celestial flowers. Cute planet orange trees. To the jaw of the flower beds. A two-season. Never the same G things had never been planted. The constantly new seems to experiment because attempts. This year should go hungry around the day. The seeds and chickens. Was in order to feed the chick. Beth. Was planet sweet pea. Wooden grass. Heen grass. Pink. Pangy. Mugwort. Etc. An old-fashioned fragrant flower. Scarlet pimpernel to become food for birds. Such as dog mint for the kitten. Emmy is smaller, but which make a cute Azuma house. For it is honeysuckle. The morning that's you. Wawa say on it. It blooms a lot of flowers. And it is high white lily of the back. Such as a gentle fern. I placed a lot of flowers. On a clear day. Gardening. Walking. Boat in the river play. Such as flowers of the collection. On a rainy day. We spent the time in each of the indoor play. Some of the play. There is also the from the original. But there was seems to be the new one of them. Because Pikwiku Club, from in the work of British writer Ji Kansu, was what took its name. This club is a secret meeting that time was doing. Saturday evening. Open a wide roof room. I came continued even throughout the year. The meeting will take place in such order. In front of the table to put the lamp. Line the 3 chairs. P of the initials of the club in the color differently. C. 4 white insignias on 2 large letter has been prepared. And it's supposed to be to contribute everyone what is the member is issued weekly newspaper called Pikwiku Weekly Report. The jaw with a literary talent was hit in the editing. At 7 the future. 4 people of the member is. Go up to the club room. To the neck. Wrapped rare. Arrived in the seat in mono she attitude. To borrow the name of among the novels of Dikansu. Because Meg is a number 1 older. Mr. Sammy Arua Pikwiku. Since the jaw there's a literary talent. Mr. Augustus Snow Douglas. Beth. Mr. Tarashi Tapuman. Emmy was a Mr. Nathaniel Inclusive. Pikwiku of the President. I read the weekly report. The weekly report. The creation story. Poetry. Local news. Funny ad. To Gaino. Such as the commandments each other in mind the drawbacks and disadvantages. Was full ride. Tonight. Chairman I that does not contain ball is multiplied by the roots. Tapping the table. Cleared his throat. And began reading I slowly. Chairman. And finish reading the weekly report. Occur all at once the sound of applause. Then Mr. Snow Douglas was rising to the proposition. And, Chairman and gentlemen, began with panache and tone, such as speech in Parliament. Watakushi is. Here you are then you want a proposal the new members of the admission permission of one person. The person, if they're in person deserves to be given the honor. If it is joining the club of the spirit. Weekly report of let's have that large become the place to contribute to the literary value. Then, that person is none other than Mr. Theodore Lawrence. Hey, I'll put, quote, speech of Miss, because the tone has changed in the last. Was everyone a good laugh? But, immediately, and everyone Kazukawashi likely to face, was alone does not speak. So, Chairman, we decided to deciding by a vote, and, say, followed by in favor of this motion details on how, please say favor, said, has prompted a loud voice. Then, to my surprise, Mr. Beth of Tarashi Tapuman is in a timid voice. And, favor, I say. Opposite single-edged, please say beg to differ. Meg and Emmy, that is, and Mr. Pikwiku, inclusive said, there was a beg to differ. Then, first inclusive Mr. Emmy is stood up, told me intended elegant, we do not want to join the boys, or playfully, only or swirled, this is because it is the club of the woman, only us, we want to do, then, Mr. Mega Pikwiku is, something of habit that when the suspect, told me while pulling a small curl of the forehead, Rory is our weekly report and make a fool of yourself, would later make fun of us. Then, Mr. Snow Douglas, and jumped to us repelled with great heat. I swear as a gentleman, Rory, I do not do such a thing. He is as like to write crispy flavor to what we wrote. I think that will prevent from becoming sentimental. We do not, you think? He does not get without only a little. He did a lot of things to us. Thus, giving him a member of the seat. If I join, I would like to welcome willing. Quote, since it was implied the benefits have always received skillfully. Tappyman's Beth was rising in the state that decided the completely mind. That's right. For example, even if there is about the anxiety a little, let's join him. If his grandfather also, I think that may be allowed to join if you want to enter. This forced some remarks. Beth, everyone surprised. Joe came in for a handshake away from the seat. Come on, then. And then vote again. Gentlemen, can be had in mind that it is our Rory. Please say favor. Mr. Joe F. Snow Douglas. And shouting at Ikyoikon. Suddenly, three of the voices that favor was heard together. Sure. Thankfully happy. Well, then, without moving the time, let me immediately introduce the new members, said Miss. Opened the dues door, on top of the Kuzweir bag, and holding back the humor and blushed. I was sitting Rory, in this mischief, completely beaten 3 people, and prankster. I terrible, quote, in between you are grumbling say, miss out to play him. I have to stick to the seat giving member chapter. And you guys, gonna have a surprise to cunning of Futari. Pikwiku said, tried to a scary grimace. It has rather a smile turned to face. To its new members, reverently to the salute, he told me in a good state of extremely amiable. Chairman, His Excellency and the ladies and gentlemen. No, this is rude. Gentlemen, please allow a self-introduction. Please. Watakushi is. My name is Sam Weller that blasphemes against the lowest seat of this club. And nice Joe told me while tapping the table. But now, though Watakushi were smoked under pulled out the good. Loyal friends and patrons should be respected. For the cunning plan of tonight. Tsukoshimo if there since there is no responsibility. This is all Watakushi is built in planning. Watakushi is to say the impossible. You or in was barely allowed to know. Quote, Rory is and say so shaking hands. The joke is the foo that no way interesting, Mr. Snow Douglas. To hide the do-it-s. Units good to Naku, to blame everyone yourself. It's I began to say. I called the, do not over the heart. Such as to say of this man. Plan to the war who is Watakushi. But honor. But does not again such a thing. In the future. For the sake of the club following the permanent, managed in great force there is the idea. Quote, and HYA, Joe cried while striking the edge of the fryer. And, Suikero, inclusive, Mr. Say while the president is irreverently bow. Oh, that I want to I say a word is. Want to thank the yours truly of the received honor. And is an aid to deepen the two peoples of the friendly relationship between each other now. You is that made the post office in a corner of the garden. Original it was Swallow Hut but was remodeled. Letters, manuscripts, books, small Zutsumi, anything agency. I think that it helps to save time. Both people are not each has a key. Here to be presented the key please forgive me. Weller Mr. In on the key of the table. And returns to the user's desk. Thriving applause. Was a cry. Various discussion is carried out followed. Every man. We exchanged opinions actively. Then, the Bonsai rookie member was adjourned and finally cast. Indeed, Sam Weller's membership of Rory is blowing life into this club. B1 to write was crispy flavor which is different to the weekly report. Post office. It was a great idea. What a lot of strange has been relayed. Tragedy libretto, necktie, poetry, pickles stuff, flower seeds, long letter, scorebook, gingerbread, rubber shoes, invitations, write note, was like puppy, Lawrence old man. This play fun therefore, funny small Zutsumiya, came sent us such mysterious letters and laughter of the telegram. In addition, Lawrence House of Entei is attracted to the maid Hannah of the March family. I came to write a love letter in earnest when the secret was exposed. Everyone would be, no matter how laughing. Teach 11th experience. June 1st. Tomorrow the king's house of the people. Everyone go out to the coast. I will do happy day off, so we're getting of the 3 months become free time. Quote, a warm day. Is Meg came back to the house. I cried to find the lock. Miss? At any time and without tired appearance. Lying on the couch. Beth was doing Nugashi, the shoes full of the dust Emmys had made the lemon water for everyone. Joe was good. Marchant also. I became to go out today. Probably nice. Wanna say together. With or not, Thomas said. Had been jumpy. So, because I want to stand quickly as female for mind. That's what I worked so hard. But the Satsuki was witty. Rod, if you think they are about to go to the big change, was worried. So when the boarded in and in horse-drawn carriages, not here I was going something to pretend. It was home fled in a large hurry, and really helped us. Quote, I was good. So, Meg's sister, what in a sorrow going to this holiday, said Emmy was asked. The unto morning overslept. Nothing is not of dat here from winter. Is to Takioko so early in the morning. As I was just working for the people. No play much resting. Fumu. Because I was allowed to collect a large hesitation. A lot book was riddled such. On the branches of that old apple. To study in order to improve this glorious girls, said Joy was good. Even I who, in the study as soon as possible. Let's play to imitate her sister. And, if Emmy say, Beth also, willing. Yeah, right on. I want remember a little at me shin seems to song. Do not have to be made also summer's doll. I said, was good. At that time, mother left the hand of needlework was good toward everyone. 1 week. Look playing not work. Comes on Saturday evening. The fact that the boring is. You will see I'm sure. I do not do that. I am very happy. I'm sure. And, we say that Meg. Hey, oh my friend. I'll give a toast play in. Easy going without sicko forever. Said Miss when the lemon water is prevalent. Cried and offer high the cup. Everybody drank happily. From that time, I was hanging out play begins. A kuru morning also. Among the bed Meg until 10 o'clock. Joe is not sting also flower in a vase. Beth do not to clean. While messy this of Emmy. Only the preserve of the mother. I did only of tidy properly. In this room, Meg, rest also cannot be reading. Just yawn. Was to think that such is whether you can buy any dress of summer in salary. Miss? Go to the boat rowing to Rory and the river of the morning. I read in tears the story of the wide world on top of the apple trees in the future. Beth swirled the do's door. Leave that. I went to transfer the care to the piano. Emmy has started a flower garden of the sketch of their own. Then we went for a walk. Came back turned to Neuronazumi in the evening. When the tea, that of the 4 people that day, but was talked variety, but was fun, is unusually that day, to the fact that I felt a long time. Everyone's opinion is matched. And, also the next day, and also the next day. I play a rest however. Finally the day felt a long time. Came become a mood of restless somehow. Then, the devil is aimed at 4 people of the mind. To find a lot of bad things. It is in began rampage. For example, Meg is to cut reduce the fabric. You have to ruin a piece of clothing. Miss? Blurred eyes to read a book. Become a frustrated mood. And Rory friendly. I have to fight. Beth is not just playing. So that the usual habits in helping your housework did better worry any good. Nevertheless, be moved to the mood among the home. It will be frustrated, or skip scold the doll did. Emmy is. That play alone was found to be difficult. Throughout the day, it does not need also wrote the picture. To doll play was hate. Was completely remember the fatigue of mind. If made on Friday night, nobody did not say that was tired of play. 1 week and another day because ending. Was delighted. Also better mother. And see her. take a look at properly. I want to impress this lesson more. Deliberately one Saturday Hannah days. I gave the rest. Saturday morning, when everyone is happening. Rather than fire there in the kitchen. Without the rice morning in the dining room. Mom does not have even Hannah. Oh, I'll do tell you what is it. Quote, when Miss cried, Meg went up over to the other second floor. Shortly, and relieved, but, came Cage with an amused look on her face a little. Mom, it's not in your disease. By night in Atsukari. One day today, everyone as you like to say the name is in. It's not so. Good. Funny. I have something to want. What I was itching, I said, was jaws good, at all. Now, 4 people were a little will wanna work. Immediately start the shitaku of the meal as Meg is a chef. Was Yari everyone amused? Mom. But I said do not mind it myself. The mother of the meal is prepared. Was carried to the constant is the second floor. Tea was too boiled as bitter. Omelette burnt. Biscuits solidified with an aqueous sodium bicarbonate. But had been grumbling and Mom received grateful. And Joe will leave. And irresistibly funny. Laughing alone were sisters. The poor. Would we all troubled. But it would not have thought also so painful. Because also be made for later. Said, murmured, the more delicious food Mom that had been prepared in their own taken out. Carried in is to dispose of so do not know meal. So had been decided to eat was. Everyone was shy happy. This seems to mother. Was a bit of a lie. By the way, it took place or various complaints in the downstairs. To diet failure. Chef was shy badly mortification. Miss? Right on. Lunch meal. It is prepared to become a maid. Sister is maid to his wife. Charged to the customers of the other party. And, say, proposes to call the Rory one did. This has been agreed. So, Miss? I put out to the post office to write an invitation to immediately Rory. But, before the sack jaw, it seemed a little dangerous. When Meg to worry about. Okay, corned beef also. To potatoes also. Garnish. I'll pick the asparagus and shrimp. Then, I want if you look at the let's make a salad. How to make this in Chisa. Dessert. White cherry and strawberries. If more luxury. No issue also coffee. Quote, Joe. No you're not make only. Gingerbread and candy. I do not relate to this feast I mean. Because you do it arbitrarily calling Rory. Her sister is. The Rory. If troubled. Even I purchase decisions so as not diverted. LLs tell us anything, said Joe was disgruntled. Yes, but I do not know many things. To the mother it is better to be from the ask. Miss? Since it was said things like out the arms of their own. Out of the room angrily Puripuri. Went to consult to the mother. May leave as like. I do not interfere with the mother. Amelia was out. We do not need the comma, such as that of the home. Today is your holiday. Read a book, or write a letter. You spend or ask a friend. Quote, always busy mom. And a mysterious plight reading a book over the chair swing from morning today. Aken Mohororo. In his words, Miss? And it's strange. Funny. And coming down the stairs while refers to the soliloquy. I heard cries of Beth. When I say, the canary among the birdcage was dead. Everyone, I blame me. Example is also no not at all be water. Said Beth stiff. Put on top of the hand of the canary that became cold. But was open. Was already useless. I'll put into the grave. The other I do not buy something small bird. Beth, I had completely dropped the mind. Your funeral is. And from lunch. Let's pray with everyone. Is. Do not cry anymore. Do you have aged to within a box? Said Joe as to say. We go to the kitchen. The kitchen hand confusion about not attached of the stove was gone the fire. Joe is a fire. I decided to go shopping in the market until the hot water frame. And shrimp and asparagus. And come to buy 2 boxes of strawberries. Fire had occurred. Joe. But was first clean up the kitchen. That the Hannah had been to remain planted in a pot to bake bread. Meg is re-kneaded. Well, put on the stove. Your partner of Sally Gadonada customers was doing. Miss Go jumped there. When the bread is now rolling among the pot, not that of swollen. Sorry was laughing, but it was only Meg just nodded. Miss turned back immediately, as it is a sour bread was placed in a kiln. At that time, Mom, you're doing in any condition. Here and there Mawari voyeurism, which are in the box a pathetic canary. To Beth that painted the clothes that I'll dress, and put a word of consolation. I have to go out to the outside. It was daughters. I felt that not enough somehow things. To there came Crocker, this person, in yellow old miss in which the face and thin the loincloth looked at per in various ways, was called to become a feast lunch meal. Daughters. But this person was the hate, because there is no poorer in friends than a year. Had been told too kindly. The person, or ask many things, or criticism do profusely, was or the gossip of acquaintances. The painful fracture of the morning of the jaw has or those hard fracture of the jaw, all ended in failure. Asparagus is still similar than an hour hard. Bread is burnt black, rather than a thing kakehiru of salad it is eaten. The shrimp tekozuri, potatoes in raw for example. White Jerry was full of grumbling. Well, right on. I could eat with the beef and butter to the bread I'm as if out of the morning. That was wasted mortifying, miss. But sounded the bell 30 minutes late meal than usual. With a Rory wearing eat always a fine cuisine. And the curiosity of the eye, such as pry out the failure. The tongue dissipates speak it Crocker looking at the dishes lined up in front of Miss Hot Flash's face. He stood erect and completely showed. Oh, food is only a little seen the taste. It will be left. Emmy's shoe laugh. The Meg troubled face. Old Miss Crocker to Sibo Meru the mouth. Rory was much talk as cake as Zuxo. Last resort of the jaw was strawberries. Maury red strawberries on a plate of glass. And it takes a delicious cream. But Crocker, who ate it, drank the water in a hurry facing frown. Rory was ate like a man while distort the mouth. Emmy is Musekari. Hold the mouth with a napkin. I went away from the hurry and dining table, while Joe is trembling, and, well, what's up, cried. I was put salt instead of sugar. Cream I sour, replied that Meg. Joe is make a moan. Was it take fallen on the chair? However, even trying to put up with such as that irresistible funny, and abuts the face of Rory. Joe, this incident seems to really ludicrous to old. I began to laugh about spilling tears. Then, together Crocker of Butsakusa's shop. Everyone started laughing. Unfortunate banquet. Ended in any case cheerful. I do not janky another put away. So, to your funeral, let's settle down a little. Miss? Everyone told me when leaving the table. Crocker went back. I'm sure that in this dish. Probably because I wanted to talk. Everyone for Beth was finally settled. Rory is of among the trees, dug a grave under the fern. Canary is in the hands of friendly Beth, are filled with tears, enveloped in moss. Wreath of violets and the scarlet pimpernellas was decorated on top of the tombstone. The tombstone, tablets, poems made while the shitaku of the meal was being written. Once your funeral live, Beth is a sadness. A little while ago of shrimp will fill the chest, but was retracted to his room. The bed is not made to it, and there was no place to sleep. While you are tidy, so came softened also sadness. Was the help of the jaw that is what clean up in the kitchen. Two people has been exhausted to stick. Rory was brought out and put the Emmy horse-drawn carriage. Emmy, that feeling had become worse in the sour cream. I was overjoyed. Before long, Mom came home. The three young daughters were working. Try a little except for the dues door. We found that part of the experience was successful. However, although was finally put away, could not be three people is rest if, say, there are few visitors. It was not that but twilight is approaching around with dew. Sisters was gathered in June of pouch roses began to bloom beautifully. Nanny would have been unpleasant day. Today, the constant where a mouth is Meg. I was feel like shorter usual was very unpleasant. And not at all I do not like a home. Emmy, and the mother. If there are no canary, I do not feel like home, said Beth. I looked up at the bird cage of tears as from everyone. Mother'll came back. If Beth, the canaries you wanted, I guess you'll buy tomorrow. And, well good. Mother also joined the ranks of the daughters. Mom also, rest of the day, was not very happy. Hello, your experience is enough. Quote, I and the other a lot, said Joe, also the other three people in unison. Me too. Quote, Mom, everyone is wondering what to in what way. On purpose everything went out, but, in today's experience, everyone is, to fund the house. Every man is, of charge. I think it has been found that unexpected and must do to faithfully work. Hannah and I are, as long as everyone's work. Ye, but I do not think it was a gas raku so happy. Without a hitch thee is a must-to-do. So, mother, even he anyone, I thought only of yourself. Or become what, I was wanted to show to everyone as a lesson. But you have, helping each other. If there is your work of my day, when it becomes free time, to it seems very fun. When painful each other, if we each other to patience, the house no matter how fun beauty I will have. Did you know? Quote, okay, well okay, daughters cried unanimously. To hear that say the mother. Once again, I award a small burden, even think heavy occasionally, be for everyone, will become lightly once you get used. Work it may be in health. Boredom it does not is something that does not occur even bad heart. Body may be in the mind. Then such as money are trendy. Gives you the mental strength and independent mind. Quote, everyone has decided to work. Happy. Joe is Keiko dishes. Meg, on behalf of the mother. So the shirts to send to dad. Beth not take too much time to the piano and I'll play. Study my day. Emmy is. The buttons of holes as Kagari is good. Also when the lessons of the wording that come true in grammar was mentioned Tendini decided, it's fine. Mother is doing well in turn of experience. I think that it was good. I think that I may not again repeat it. But you know, like the slaves, so that it does not work too hard. To play well to work also. And I decided the time. And beneficially fun send my date. Use the time to good. May leave as Satoru the time of worth. When you're it, even a poor, to spend fun in a daughter age. From taking a year without also regret also. We can live this life to a fine. Quote.